Today we're taking a look at the MiG-23 ML. This is the new Rank 7 battle rating 11.3 premium jet for the Soviet tech tree. See here, it is in the 7th rank. The MiG-23 MLD, which is basically just a copy and paste of, has now been moved to rank 8, along with the MiG-29 and the 27K. I can't put this in my lineup because they've not given me a test drive of it for some reason, but we can take a look at it in the hangar. So it's basically just a copy and paste of the MiG-23 MLD. I'm not sure what the D stands for, probably something stupid. But it gets all of the same weaponry, as we'll see very, very shortly. But anyway, let's start things off with the engine. This thing has 10,320 kilograms of thrust. What does this thing get? Gets the exact same engine. So the MiG-23 ML is basically just a copy and paste of the MLD already in the tech tree. As I say, I don't know what the D stands for, probably nothing too important though. You get a radar, the Sapphire 23 ML. It's got BVR, ACM and IFF. I think it also has the moving target indicator. It's got the MTI mode, I believe. Basically the pulse Doppler equivalent, well, the Soviet equivalent of the pulse Doppler. Our pilot does get CCIP for cannons and rockets, but not for the bombs. And our stock weapon is the 23mm GSH-23L. This is the single gun with 2 barrels, which always messes me up. Everyone always tells me off for getting it wrong. I always say it's a twin barrel gun, but it's technically not. What's these as well? Do we have offensive armor? Ooh. Why is they there? I don't know why those guns are mounted there. That's quite strange. Maybe it's gun pods. Anyway, excuse me. We do have quite a range of weapons, including the 2 gun pods here, as you can see. We also have some S5K rockets. These are incredibly inaccurate, even though we do have a CCIP. If you are going to use rockets, I'd recommend using the S8KOs, the same rockets that we find on the Mi-24 helicopters. We also have the S24Bs. These are quite effective, to be honest. You only get 4 of them, but they do have a 26 kilo TNT warhead. If you manage to actually hit a target, which with a CCIP you can do, you are likely to get a 1-hit kill on any MBT in the game. But for RRB, not really that useful. We also have you have a few different types of bombs. We have 100 kilo bombs, 250 kilo and 500 kilo bombs. Not really the best plane for ground strike in this. As I said, you don't get a CCIP for your bombs, so not too effective. I guess you could use it in realistic for bombing like little bases or stuff where you don't really need to be that accurate. We also get napalm, which isn't really useful at all, as well as K23M and the targeting pod. I believe this is the... I'm not sure. I think this is where you have to aim it with your nose or something, maybe. I'm not sure. It might be the same as the things on the G91R3. Anyway, no one uses them. Don't use them. They're not that good. We then come on to the actual weapons that I would choose myself. To start with, we do get the R13 M1s. These are they're quite good missiles, to be honest, but I wouldn't use them on this plane, mainly because of what we've got as well. We do also have the R60Ms. These are the all-aspect versions of the R60s, and they are very good at the minute, although they are quite short range and easy to flare, at least from my experience. We then also have the R23s, both the T and the... do we have the Rs? Yes, we do. So we've got the radar version and the IR version. These are basically just R60s but bigger and more long range. We also have the direct upgrade, the R24s, as well as having the infrared version and the radar version. I believe the radar version can be used on the IRST instead of giving you a hard... Instead of spiking an enemy, it can be used on the IRST, maybe not, I'm not too sure. I remember something like that vaguely. But these missiles are very good. I'd probably run the 4 R60Ms and the 2 R24Ts. These are basically long-range infrared guided missiles. You can fire these all aspect at 4.3 kilometers, which does make them very effective, especially against enemies that aren't paying attention. Basically 2 guaranteed kills unless they are pulling hard and flaring. So if we take this thing into a test drive here, Going to try and take it with the R24Ts just to give you a demonstration. 20 minutes of fuel shall suffice. Come on, Cuban. So, I'm not really too sure the differences between the MLD and the ML. You can see we have an MTI, or a moving target indicator, I think it's called. I could be wrong though. But same as the MLD, we have movable floors, not movable floors, movable wings, as well as a large amount of floors on the rib of the aircraft here. We have 72 floors at the minute. Can't remember how to turn on the IRST. Maybe I haven't got it bound. But anyway. So these missiles don't actually have any head tracking, which you wouldn't expect really. Right, I think we're fast enough. Let's try and put these missiles to the test. This plane can actually pull relatively high amounts of G, especially with its wings out. As you can see, we do have quite a large track range. Can't fire at the minute because of the G overload. I'm skeptical whether this is going to track. It's quite a long way. As you can see, the missile does have a very effective seek ahead. Obviously, that only is an F-86, but it does give you an idea of the type of performance that this plane actually has. This missile might get spoofed by the sun here, but excuse me. Oh well. But anyway, this is probably one of the best new Rank 7 premiums. It's basically just a copy and paste MLD. It is a top tier premium in all but name. It's just an MLD with... It's an MLD, but just without the D. That's basically the only thing it doesn't have, from what I can tell. Got the same flight characteristics pretty much compared to the MLD. Actually, it's got slightly better. The MLD doesn't have 220, it's got 219.6. So yeah, it's an MLD, but just without the D on the end. Anyway, lads, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.